Okay, let's get into it. We are doing a deep dive today on, well, on the one topic that has basically reshaped every conversation, which is artificial intelligence, and specifically what it actually means for the future of work. For your job, for my job, for everyone's.
Hmm.
And just so we're all on the same page, when we say AI, we're talking about software that can learn. It lets machines do things that until very recently we thought only a human mind could do.
Right. Things like understanding language, seeing patterns, and just massive amounts of data, even creating new content. Music, art, code, it's all happening.
It's not sci-fi anymore. This is really an operational reality now.
And what's so fascinating, I think, is the sheer speed of it all. This isn't just a tool for, the big tech companies. It's changing everything.
Yeah.
Healthcare, finance, education, all at once.
Which is why we really have to tackle that core question, the one everyone is asking.
Will a robot take my job?
Exactly. Is AI going to lead to this mass unemployment? Is it going to take over completely?
And that fear is so understandable. You see the headlines, and the gut reaction is, frankly, panic.
Yeah, of course. But what we found in the research, it actually points to a much more nuanced answer. So right up front, this is less about wholesale human replacement.
And much more about transformation
Yeah.
and collaboration.
An adaptation, that's the key word.
It is. And to really get that, we have to start with what we're calling the Great Divide. You have to draw a line between what the machine does best and what the human does best.
Okay, so let's start with the machine. What is AI just flat out better at?
Anything repetitive, anything predictable, data-heavy, and scalable. It has a consistency and a speed that a person that they can't match.
We've got some really clear examples of this. Like, think about an assembly line in a factory. That precise, predictable motion over and over. That's a perfect AI task.
That's a physical one, yeah.
But also a mental one. Think about legal work, e-discovery. A team of paralegals might spend, weeks going through 10,000 documents. An AI can scan that exact same pile in seconds. And it can flag things a human might miss just from being tired.
That speed, that's the game changer. So if that's AI's strength, then the human strength is, it's everything else. It's the messy stuff.
The non-repetitive stuff.
Exactly. The studies all point to skills that AI just can't fully replicate. Things like genuine creativity, real taste, emotional intelligence, empathy.
Critical thinking when you see a problem you've never, ever seen before.
Yes. And just that nuanced social understanding, that's the foundation for so many key professions.
And that's really the firewall, isn't it? When you list those skills, empathy, judgment, you immediately see the jobs where people are still completely essential.
You're talking about teachers, nurses, counselors.
Leaders, managers, roles that are defined by making these high-stakes, subjective calls and, forging a real human connection.
But here's the crucial part. Even in those safe jobs, AI is changing the nature of the work. You might not be replaced by the machine, but your job description is absolutely going to change.
So you're collaborating with it.
You're collaborating. You're shifting your own focus away from the repetitive parts of your job and onto that higher level oversight and connection.
Okay, so let's move from the theory there, from the Great Divide, and talk about what this actually looks like. Augmentation in action.
Human plus AI.
Human plus AI. And medicine is it's such a perfect case study for this.
It really is.
On the AI side, the efficiency is just stunning. You have AI tools that can analyze a mammogram, for example, and compare it against 10 million other scans instantly.
Find these microscopic patterns, these tiny indicators of precancerous cells or diabetic retinopathy that the human eye might just gloss over.
Especially at the end of a 12-hour shift.
For sure. The AI acts as this incredible diagnostic co-pilot. And this is huge, but the doctor's role is still entirely human.
What does that mean? The AI makes the diagnosis? What does the doctor do?
The AI suggests a possible diagnosis. The doctor is the one who has to step in and deal with the person, not the data point. They're the ones communicating the news.
Managing the fear, the anxiety.
Yes, and synthesizing all the other nuances, that patient's lifestyle, their values, their other health conditions, and then making a really complex ethical call about the right treatment plan. An algorithm can give you a probability.
But only a person can weigh that against a human life.
Precisely.
That makes the division of labor incredibly clear.
Let's pivot to another field where there's a lot of anxiety, and that's education. What does human-AI collaboration look like in a classroom?
Well, in education, AI is this revolutionary tool for personalization and, honestly, for getting rid of administrative drudgery.
Rating papers.
Rating papers, yeah. AI can grade routine homework instantly. It can personalize the next lesson for each student based on how they did. It can flag areas where a student is struggling long before the teacher might even notice.
Okay, but then the classic question is, if the AI is doing the curriculum and the grading,
Hmm.
isn't that de-skilling the teacher?
Yeah.
What's left for them to do?
It's the opposite. It elevates the teacher. All that administrative work can take up, what, 40% of a teacher's time?
So you take that off their plate. And what happens? Their focus shifts entirely back to real human mentorship. The guidance, the motivation, the emotional support. That's what really matters for learning.
Right. A machine can teach you the quadratic formula.
But it can inspire a lifelong passion for math. It can't help a kid navigate social pressure or overcome a real emotional block about learning. That's the teacher's new core mission.
Okay, this is where it gets really compelling for me. The creative fields. We've all seen AI generating incredible art, music, text, and that has caused genuine panic.
Oh yeah, in design studios, writers' rooms.
If a machine can generate 10,000 logo options in a minute, what is the human designer actually for?
They're the conductor. They're the curator. The AI is a fantastic engine for generating options, for creating variations, but it has no taste.
It has no cultural literacy, no intention.
None. The human's role is to provide the creative vision, to provide the cultural context, to take a client's vague, ambiguous idea and turn it into something concrete and emotionally resonant.
So the machine makes the stuff, but the human provides the meaning. They're the filter.
They're the filter, and they provide the why. An AI can create 1,000 statistically pleasing musical phrases, but it takes a human composer to know which phrase to put at that exact moment to make you feel something.
Because they understand human stories.
They understand stories, history, emotion, and what's more, the sources really emphasize that the human is the one defining the prompt in the first place, steering the machine towards something original, not just derivative. The collaboration actually demands a higher level of conceptual thought from the person.
So we've talked about augmenting existing jobs, but what about entirely new jobs?
This is the critical counter-narrative to the job loss story. Every major technological revolution in history has created entire categories of work that didn't exist before.
And we're already seeing that. What are some of the new roles popping up? Not just AI engineer.
No, much more specialized than that. And there are surprisingly human roles. For example, you have AI trainers.
These aren't coders, right?
Not at all. They're often domain experts, nurses, lawyers, artists, who teach the AI model the nuances of human judgment by correcting its mistakes over and over and over.
They're literally training the machine's taste and its context.
Exactly. Then you have data curators. Their whole job is making sure the data sets feeding the AI are unbiased, relevant, and accurate, which is a huge ethical job.
And you've also got these human AI interaction designers.
Right. People who specialize in making the collaboration seamless, creating interfaces so the human operator always has clear oversight and control.
That human oversight piece seems critical. It's also worth remembering this isn't all happening at the same speed, is it?
Not even close. The pace of change depends entirely on how repetitive and predictable a sector is.
So we're seeing faster automation in the obvious places like manufacturing, basic data entry.
And some routine professional tasks, too, like preparing initial financial audits or drafting standardized contracts, the low-hanging fruit, so to speak.
And the jobs that are least affected?
The ones that require high-stakes negotiation. Think diplomacy or complex sales, leadership, and any job that requires deep empathy and creative problem-solving in a completely new situation.
It keeps coming back to those uniquely human skills.
It always does. Which brings us to the really heavy part of this deep dive, the ethical and social challenges. This isn't just a tech problem, it's a profound societal problem.
I really want to focus on access and inequality. I mean, if these powerful AI tools are expensive and only huge wealthy companies can afford them, doesn't that just make the wealth gap a million times worse?
It's the #1 risk. The sources are very clear.
Oh, yeah.
Without proactive policy, AI could create massive, massive inequality.
All the productivity gains get concentrated in the hands of a few.
And wages for everyone else could just stagnate or fall.
So we have to figure out how to ensure fair access for small businesses, for individuals. That's a huge policy question.
And it connects right to the next one, workforce preparation. If machines handle the routine stuff, millions of people need to learn new, higher-order skills, and they need to do it fast. That retraining challenge it's monumental. It needs huge investment, public and private, in lifelong learning.
The old model of go to school once, then work for 40 years is just, it's over.
It's dead. We need flexible, affordable ways for people to keep learning. And not just coding. We need to focus on developing those human skills, creativity, communication, ethical reasoning.
And there's maybe a deeper, more fundamental question here that touches on human dignity. Work isn't just about income, is it? It's about identity, about purpose.
It is.
So how do we maintain that sense of purpose when machines are doing so much of the labor?
That is the core existential question. If AI makes work faster and easier, we gain productivity. But we could lose our sense of connection and meaning. We have to frame AI as an opportunity to focus our human energy on what is truly meaningful.
Like caregiving, community building, creative arts.
Exactly. The future of work has to be about enhancing human life, not just optimizing profits.
Which brings us to the big takeaway then, the impact of all this. It really depends entirely on the choices we make. Society, governments, companies.
We're in the driver's seat.
We are. And AI is this incredibly powerful force for efficiency. If we use it responsibly, it can elevate our work, it can make it more productive, more focused, and frankly, more enjoyable by getting rid of the boring stuff.
The future has to be a shared journey. It has to be one where AI amplifies human potential, not one where it replaces it. All those things we talked about, creativity, empathy, judgment, they remain the irreplaceable qualities that have to guide us.
So the final thought we want to leave you with after all this analysis is this. We now know that humans are central to this. We make the decisions, we create the meaning, we solve the truly complex problems. The machines need us to be more human, not less. So the real question we're facing isn't about the technology, it's about us. How should we fundamentally rethink education and lifelong learning starting today to make sure that all this progress benefits everyone and not just a small, technologically savvy elite? That's the problem we actually have to solve.